Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. I'm laughing because this is a video I've been planning or thinking about for a while, and I guess I just didn't know the scope of it until I stepped into it. Today we are going to talk about multi-purpose liquid primer highlighter thingies. You'll see. I'm glad to have you here. Don't forget that you can also come and join me over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. But we have enough to do here. Trust me, if my makeup is looking a little bit glowy, it is because in the spirit of this video, I am wearing all highlighty products, including highlighty as foundation. I am looking at, if you saw my reel from yesterday on Instagram, I put this on there, this display with Jaws shark music over it. Oh boy, this is going to be the top 20 or more highlighting liquid multi-purpose glow primers. Wait till you see what we got here. I got more than 20. We're gonna go through them really quickly, and yes, I have an arm swatch in the warm California sunshine because why not? So we're gonna look at multi-purpose liquid primer highlighters. So not any of the pressed powder that are glowy. It's all liquid. This is stuff that could be used as a primer before makeup. It could be used over the top on the high points of the cheek, just as a highlighter. This could be mixed in with foundation, mixed in with moisturizer, or worn alone, or worn mixed in with moisturizer. It could be onto the body. It all has skincare ingredients. There are so many of these on the market. I could not believe it. Now let me tell you the parameters, okay? If it was like an oil, like this Merit serum, I left it out. We're not doing things that are kind of shiny because they're a serum. I had to draw the line somewhere or we'd be here all day. I did not do stuff that is like this glow recipe is really an SPF, but it's kind of a glowy SPF. So I put it in the SPF category, albeit a glowy SPF category, but that's an SPF, no. And I didn't do glowy tinted moisturizers. You know, I know, I'm sorry, Laura Mercier. I love you too, but I put this in more of a very light tinted foundation. Some of you might have issue with this because if we were to swatch this, we're not going to because it gets way too convoluted, but if we were to swatch this with a lot of these other over 20 highlighty primers here, they might have more coverage than this one. So let's not even go there. But this calls itself a tinted moisturizer, so I put it in that category, more like a foundation category. We are just doing stuff that calls itself illuminating primer, multi-use illuminate. There are so many. And the fun thing about this, you guys, is I can't wait to see the comments because you guys are going to have so many that I overlooked. I didn't realize what I was taking on here, you guys. I honestly didn't realize it. As I hold them up, I'll tell you what I think of them. I'll tell you where I use them and if I don't, and if I think they're forgettable or not, okay? All right, so let's talk about them, and then your job is to note what I didn't list, and then you can list your favorites in comments, okay? All right, let's get started. We got a lot to do. I have to start. It's not a countdown of best to worst, but we're going to start in a way with the best. This would not be complete, and I don't know why I'm holding up little samples of it, forgive me, but this wouldn't be complete without MAC Strobe. So I don't know why I have little samples. I got MAC Strobe stuff everywhere. MAC Strobe launched a kind of an industry. This was the first one to do it. Typical of MAC, always the first. It comes in 2 shades now, but there's always limited edition shades, and then they have like Strobe Extra Glowy, Strobe whatever, Strobe Shiny, Strobe, you know. But the original MAC Strobe is like $36 right now for 2 shades. You'll see it when we swatch it. This was the original multi-purpose dewy primer. Nobody had done this before MAC. Okay, but I'm going to actually do my favorite now because I think everything else has to stand up to it. So MAC did it first. MAC is always the GOAT. So MAC did it first. Then a company in its prime, in its heyday, before it sold, before some of our opinions changed, whatever, did something that everybody in the industry scratched our heads and went, wait, what is it? What do I need that for? we should have known, because we should have known from Max Strobe, but it is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. It is now a staple, but youngins gather round. There was a time when we had no idea why she would release this and what it was for. Under makeup or over makeup or mixed with makeup or highlight. What, huh? And now most of us cannot live without it. And every other brand in the world, you will see on this table in front of me, has tried to replicate it. Matt got the ball rolling and Charlotte took it even further. I wear shade 3, but sometimes I use 4 because it's a little bit olive and it kind of erases redness. Because I love to use this as a primer, and Charlotte Tilbury's nieces say to use it to prime your eyes too. It makes a really pretty thing for eye makeup. So this is really pretty. This has this doe foot. This was the other thing. It introduced us to this huge doe foot. Do you guys remember way back? Gosh, it was really just a few years ago, but we were all like, what is this? And that is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. $49 for this size, but you can get, I think it's like $19, is it? For like a smaller size, and there's 12 shades now. You can, remember, you can wear it alone, you can mix it, you can layer it, you can put it over, you can put it under, multi-purpose. Okay, that's a good one. Next on my list, and another one that I just love, and you know, we are running the gamut here from high-end to luxury, because that's what this channel is. There's tons of drugstore products that will do you well too, and you can put that into the comments. That's not my beat, you know, so we're not going to do that. But going into the luxury here, this is the Victoria Beckham Beauty and Augustinus Bader Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer. This is really glowy, and you can get it in kind of a pearl shade, or my favorite, you'll see it in the swatch, the golden shade. I love this stuff. They sell it in different sizes. So you can get the smallest for $60, which I think is gone right now. But mostly it's the $95 size. That's what this is. Or if you use it constantly and bathe in it, you can get a $145 size. We're waiting for the Victoria Beckham Beauty Black Friday sale. Hopefully they have some good. This is good. The original I like. The golden I love. And you know how I feel about the Charlotte Tilbury. Okay, then we move on to one that is much more affordable for $29. This is the iconic London Underglow Blurring Primer. I forgot to look up how many shades this one comes in. I don't think it comes in, I think this might be it. Yeah, I think it's just this shade. I have never met an iconic London product that I don't like. I thought this was absolutely lovely. I wore it under their blurring skin tint and thought it was beautiful. I have really never worn it since. Why? I am spoiled for choice. We are moving along this table with breathtaking speed. I don't know how anyone would decide. Is this good? Is this affordable? Yes and yes. Now let's go to one I bet you thought I would forget. Not only did I not forget it, I'm wearing it as my foundation today because it's a nice thick one. This is the thickest one on the table. This is the Auric Glow Lust. It comes in 8 shades. It's $46.50. I don't know. I don't know why Auric charges 50 cents. But anyway, they do. And it is being worn right now. I just put it over some concealer. And it's a very glowy, almost coverage. That's why I said if we were to compare these, I bet the Auric has more than this Laura Mercier, which I'm putting in the foundation category. I'm just trying not to confuse things. Auric is another one of those products that was released and we all went, what's that? And then somebody said, it's kind of like Hollywood Flawless Filter, and we all went, okay. So anytime everyone's confused, we all go, it's kind of like Charlotte, Hollywood Flawless Filter, then everybody gets it. Okay. Here's another one I love. This one comes in 3 shades. I don't use it very much only because its competition is so steep, but it's honestly a beautiful product, and that is the Chanel Skin Enhancer. This one is $60 because it's Chanel, and it comes in 3 shades, and it's perfectly, utterly beautiful. It's got a little bit of a scent. This is that kind of pinky shade, you know. People get one to go with their complexion. Most of these are complexion-y shades. Some of these are just your match. Some of these are your match but more champagne. Some of these are your match but a little more tan and bronzy. But they all do the same thing. And I think the Chanel Skin Enhancer is beautiful. It's just why? Because, I mean, I don't know that we need it. If these glowing products are not glowy enough for you, may I recommend the Kosas Glow IV. This is 10 shades and $38. The problem with this one is it can get a bit glittery in the sun. It's very, very pretty, but it's super duper duper glowy. And like I said, in the sun, a little bit glittery. How about Danessa Myricks? Her Yummy Skin line has a glow serum. Did you know that? Do you remember this? Comes in, I think it's 2 shades, $34. And this just little top comes off and it's just a little, this is great with her foundations, especially if you want a glowy base. I tend to use this with my other Danessa Myricks products. I don't tend to use it, but if I use a Danessa Myricks product, I use this, and I think they play well together. Obviously, same makeup artist. Okay, Dior. Dior Forever Glow Veil, $50. Don't need it for anything. It's comes in 1 shade. It's kind of a, I want to say white, but if you have a medium to deeper complexion, you're going to gasp. It's not that, because it kind of becomes translucent. It just becomes kind of foil-like on the skin. And, you know, it's got a little bit of a fragrance, if I remember. Yeah, it's just why. I mean, it's nice. And if you're really brand loyal to Dior, I could see you really liking it. But I just don't. I mean, I would do the Chanel long before I did the Dior. It's okay. Smashbox. I'm holding up a mini here, because I love that Smashbox does minis. This is the Photo Finish Illuminate Glow Primer. It's incredibly good. This little tiny little one here lasts you forever, and it's $16. But you can get a bigger one for $42. Why not just get the little one? Look, Smashbox does some amazing primers, and I really like, they have a mattifying one, and they have an anti-redness one that's kind of actually green, but doesn't make you look like witchy poo. Those are the winners. This is beautiful, but if you're gonna turn to Smashbox for priming, I like those better. I think this is very nice, but if you're buying an illuminating primer, some of the others are better. Check Smashbox out though for that anti-redness one. That's really good. Here's another one that doesn't really matter in the scheme of things, and you're gonna go, that exists? I know. The Milk Bionic Glow, 2 shades, $36. Absolutely forgettable, but a very pretty product. Drunk Elephant. Drunk Elephant has 3. So Drunk Elephant has Be Goldie Drops, which I don't know where they went. They were here somewhere. They have the Obluse, kind of a reddish one, the De-Bronzy. These also have that little liquid applicator. They go on, and you can wear them alone, you can wear them and they're really nice. Those have kind of a cult following. The golden one I don't like as much, but they have a place. They really do. It's just, my problem is once we start getting into this, I'm trying not to highlight this one too much, because like Bobbi Brown has one of these. Cali Ray has kind of one of these that's kind of glistening and oily. Like when we start getting into this with Cali Ray, with Drunk Elephant, these kind of tanning drops, that's when we're almost veering into the Merit oil, and I'm trying to leave that out. So with Drunk Elephant, I'll kind of concentrate more on the gold drops and the kind of rosy drops. They're $38, and they're sometimes hard to get in stock. They're really nice. Fenty has a kind of a forgettable one, bless their hearts. This is the Fenty Easy Drop Lit All Over. This comes in 4 shades. This is the companion product to the Eaze Drop foundation. Did I say Easy Drop? I meant to say Eaze Drop. To the Eaze Drop foundation, it is just the same thing. It's a super glowy primer / highlighter / whatever. It's $34, totally forgettable. Works really nicely with the Eaze Drop, which I still feel so about. Fenty complexion is hit or miss for me. Here's one I said that I was worried about including, and I don't know why I included it. Tarte Key Largo Glow comes in 4 shades. It's $35. It was glowy enough and skin-like enough to include it, but I am side-eyeing it. Did you know Tarte made this, the Key Largo Glow? $35, 4 shades. Also, this darn thing again. They all, you know, I should have just said if it has a doe foot, I'll include it, or a pump. Maybe that should have been the cutoff. Do you remember this one from Melt? So Melt had recently, I actually bought it, but never ended up reviewing it. They had like a pan, and you put it on your face like a powder, and it kind of was an illuminating thing. They were just doing liquids here. Do you remember the Sexfoil? I know, it's an embarrassing name. The Sexfoil, it came in 8 shades, $39. You know, this is really nice. This has the thickness of the Auric, and you can put it all over the face or mix it with foundation. There's no problem with that, but it's thick. It's thick like the Auric, so it gets thick really quickly. It's a really interesting, pretty product, though. This one has a pump because it's thick, almost looks like a perfume bottle pump. I haven't used mine very much, and I've had them for a while, but they're actually really nice. I don't know ever what to make of Melt, but that's a pretty product. Try it if you're in the market or if you're on Melt, you know, or you know that the Sephora sale has these. It's still going on. Chantecaille. Okay, so I said liquid. I stuck Chantecaille in here because they're liquidy. The Sheer Glow rose and bronze shades, they're $79 each because they're Chantecaille. Chantecaille does like to take your paycheck. These are in a little pot, and you reach your hand in there and you put them all over your face, and they're very skincare-y and they're very glowy, and they have a little bit of a scent, and they're beautiful, and they feel nice and cool, and you feel like you've just had a facial, and they're beautiful. I don't know if they belong in here, but honestly, I became very overwhelmed. I did. Okay, let's continue on with the Westman Atelier Liquid Loaded Illuminator Drops. See, I'm getting them all, huh? I bet you're like, I bet she forgot the Westman Atelier. No, I did not. I almost did, but I did not. I saw it in the drawer. It is the Liquid Loaded Illuminator Drops, $58 because it's Westman Atelier. They think of a number and times it by 3 to charge us. It has 3 shades, also with the spout thing. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorites. I'll show you my actual favorites at the very end. It's beautiful. Okay, I don't know if you can find this one anymore, but I thought I would mention it. The Becca Light Shifter Illuminating Primer. It's got 8 shades. Sometimes you can find Becca, sometimes you can't. They left us a while ago. This is the shade Orbit. This was supposed to be like a primer that you could also wear alone, and this one is the most glittery. The most glittery award is going to go to this and where is it? There was one here that I said was like outer space. Oh, and the Kosas Glow IV. They're like way too glittery. This was, I felt like a robot. It was stupid. So if you can't get it anymore, trust me, no big loss. Hey, if you're on the Sephora sale, did you know that Guerlain, it's a little bit of a gimmick, but Guerlain has a Meteorite primer. So they kind of mock the Meteorites in that the primer is in these little capsule-y balls, like the Meteorites. It's $80. It's Guerlain. What do you expect? And that's a primer. It's a glowing primer. What do you think? It has a little bit of a scent. It's Guerlain. Has a lot of a scent. Smells like the Meteorites. Kind of like that violet candy. The violet candy. Remember the violet candy? How about By Terry? By Terry has all these CC serums. They have a brightening CC serum as well. And it has a rose scent to it. Now, a lot of people don't like that about By Terry products. I don't mind it. The only problem I have with the rose scent in the By Terry is that it doesn't go away. You're going to walk around all day feeling like you have rose perfume on. You can correct me if you feel I'm wrong, but the By Terry rose scent doesn't really go away, I feel. Okay, what are my favorites on this table? My favorites on this table, as I told you, are Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, Victoria Beckham Golden Shade, Auric, To Wear Sometimes Alone, Chanel, Westman Atelier. Those are my favorites. Which ones do I absolutely dislike? Not many. I dislike the Kosas. I dislike the Fenty. I dislike the Becca, but I don't think you can find it anyway. And the rest of these are fine if you like them, but you really don't need them. You definitely don't need the Dior Veil. You really don't. You don't need this Calorie icky drops. They're gross. The By Terry scent is a bit much, I admit. And what's this Key Largo thing? Does anyone other than me even own this? You know what I mean? All right, let's look at them. Okay, there was no reason to swatch this. Let's be honest. There was absolutely no reason. But I thought, let's see them all together. Let's go outside, shall we, into the warm California sunshine. Take a look at all of these on my arm. And guess what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to tell you what order they are in. Are you ready? We have the MAC Strobe, the Charlotte Hollywood Flawless Filter, Victoria Beckham Beauty in Golden, the iconic London Underglow Blurring Primer. There's Auric. Chanel, that's a little pink Chanel, Kosas Glow IV, Danessa Yummy Skin Glow Serum, Dior Forever Glow Veil, Smashbox Photo Finish Illuminate Glow, Milk Bionic Glow. There's Drunk Elephant in the kind of bluesy red shade, Fenty Eaze Drop, lit all over, Tarte Key Largo Glow, Melt Sexfoil in kind of the more skin tone shade, Chantecaille in the rosy shade, followed by, we're still going, followed by Westman Atelier, Becca Light Shifter, Guerlain Meteorites by Terry Brightening Serum. That's all of them. I just wanted you to be able to look at them. They're not even smudged out. They're not even all the shades that are available. There was absolutely no point in doing a swatch. I just kind of thought it would be fun to put all those onto my arm. And boy, was it kind of a goopy mess. What's your favorite? Do you have a liquid primer, kind of glowy primer that you swear by? And how do you use yours? I tend to use mine as a primer. If I'm in a rush, I'll put a little bit onto the high points of the cheek, but I gotta tell you, I don't really tend to use them that much as a primer. I mean, as a highlighter. And I don't tend to mix them with foundation. I don't need to be mixing stuff up like some sort of a makeup chemist. But I use a lot of these, especially the ones I said I like. I use a lot of them as a primer. How do you use yours? Which ones of these do you love? Which ones of these do you hate? And which did I leave out? Because you know there's a ton I forgot that I probably have over there. My goodness. What a collection. What an undertaking. But let me tell you, it's been really fun. Hey, have you guys subscribed to my channel yet? I'm trying to get to 20,000. It's a slow slog, and I would love to have your help. So make sure you click that. Somebody told me yesterday a lot of people are being unsubbed from channels. So do give that a quick check if you would. And check down below in the description bar. I will literally have links to everything we talked about. And if it's at Sephora, for those of you in North America, I'll make sure to include that link so you can get it during the Sephora sale. All right, let me know anything else that you guys need to know. Down below in the description bar is information on our weekly members only lives. You can join that. But share this, like this, don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.